Okay, my dearest, thanks for being on time. This is the second block. Today we are going to discuss and study about the grammar translation method. Before to give us your own, look at what is grammar translation method. I won't read it all because it's not necessary. I just want to read the details and the most important information. The grammar translation method is a foreign language teaching is one of the most traditional methods. Why? Because the grammar translation, we have to always use our target language. What is our target language? For example, in El Salvador, we have many proper names. So could you please give us an example of proper names in El Salvador? 5, 4, 3, 2, for example.
Pupusas,
Exactly. Pupusas is a proper name. So do we have the opportunity to translate it? No, because they are words that are considered as a proper names. So the foreign language is this. Maybe there are many words that is not necessary to translate it because all of them are proper names, charamusca, pepeshka, so etc. It was originally used to teach their language and literature such as Latin and Greek, involving the little or no spoken communication of listening comprehension. Characteristic, focus on learning the rules of grammar. Okay, well, in my case, the grammar translation method, but by the way, yeah, I use grammar translation method, but according to my style. For example, my style is, look at this one. I got the word, let's see, I got the word house. So, what does it mean house? Y todo el mundo, house is casa, teacher. No. The grammar translation method that I really like to use in my way is, what is house? Number one, house, it's a noun. Ah, okay. Number two, house is the place where you live. Ah, okay. So, this is my grammar translation method. So, ¿está clara esa parte, señores? I don't like when teachers say, okay, what is house? What does it mean house? Casa. I'm not saying that this is wrong, but no, but the problem in the detail is people like to translate everything, everything. They like to translate English into Spanish and vice versa. But according to you, because you are going to be a future professor at English, try to use this technique. If you got a word in English, try to look for the synonym in English too, okay? Because if you teach all the time like a translating in Spanish into English and vice versa, this is a wrong way. I don't know, by my students in first grade, they like to translate every single word. So, but this is not target. This is not target language. So, vocabulary in the target language is learned through direct translation from the native language. It means the same. For example, the British, the American, the Canadian, the Australian is totally different with the American English. So if you compare, I remember we did it in the first ciclo, in the first course. If you compare the different kind of accent, they got different accent and also they got different kind of meanings and synonyms too. Okay, for example, a good example is water. Water. What is water? Water. Okay, so water. It is the same, but it's not the same accent. It's not the same accent. It got the same translation. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But what about charamusca? In El Salvador, charamusca is a piece of ice with different flavors. For example, mangoes, charamusca, uh, strawberry charamuscas, blah, blah, blah. If you had the opportunity to go to Aguachapan, charamusca maybe doesn't exist because they call it a topollillo. So, the native language, you have to teach always in your native language. Es que fíjese que, por ejemplo, allá en Europa, cuando nosotros traducimos basurero, ellos le dicen garbage can. Y hay unos lugares que le dicen garbage bin. En nuestro caso, American is just garbage. Okay, so that is the target. target language. In grammar translation, you have to teach your target language. In this case, the American meaning. Very little teaching is done in the target language, instead reading in the target language and translated directly and then discussed in the native language. Little or no attention in giving pronunciation. This is control of error. Grammar translation, one of the methods that if you want to use is control of error. For example, yesterday I had the opportunity to see one of my teachers in my academy, and they put all the students reading a paragraph, and some of them made mistakes, okay? Made mistakes, pronunciations mistakes. And at the end, the teacher's guide to them how they have to pronounce in a correctly way. This is correct. This is correct. Okay, in this case, grammar is taught with extensive explanation in the native language. Be careful with the explanation, be careful with the grammar, okay, guys? You cannot be an English teacher if you don't have that knowledge about it. No way. If you want to be an English teacher, you have to be in all the time having a review, having feedbacks, learning every day. This is one of the points I disagree. I disagree with Eric Erickson because he said at the 50 is the final. No way. As a teachers, well, as a humans, we never stop learning. We never stop. So grammar is always extensive explanation. What is explanation? When your students say, teacher, but why? Teacher, but why? Hay muchos estudiantes que solo se quedan viendo y todo lo que el teacher dice, amén. Pero hay pocos estudiantes que, but teacher, but why? So explanation in grammar translation is important, okay? But remember, you're not a dictionary. You're not a dictionary with humans, but it doesn't mean that you had to be ready. Yes, of course, you had to be ready. And only later apply it in the production of the sentences through translation from each language to the other. Para los que ingresaron un poquito tarde, no lo voy a explicar todo así bien detalladamente. Estoy como en lo general y puntos específicos, porque no quiero que se me aburra. So, look at principles. Literally, language is superior to the spoken language. I like this part because in the grammar translation, obviously we had to apply it according to the ages. For example, grammar translation, can I apply in kindergarten? Yes, of course. Just just giving simple examples. Translation each language into each other is important goal for learners. The authority in the classroom is the teacher. It means like, okay, you are the person in charge all the time. Montessori doesn't exist. Doesn't let the students work in their way. Yeah, but this is for kids, kindergarten, maybe first grade. But for media, intermediate, and high school and superior, you are the authority in the classroom. Grammar translation, it's followed by the teacher's guide. It means like a teacher, what does it mean? What does it mean that? And try to teach in the way that, okay, look for the synonym. I don't like teacher because I know, look for the synonym. You are the authority. To be able to communicate with the target language speakers is not among the goals. The primary skills to be improved are reading and writing. Grammar translation is not applied in the audiolingual, is not applied in the silent way, is not applied in the direct method. Grammar, in this case, grammar translation is applied in reading and writing. I don't like to use it in writing because for me, writing is grammar. Writing is grammar, but in case of reading, yes, I like it. For example, this is the text for today. Permítame. Okay, so guys, this is the text for today. So you are going to translate, or there are two ways. One is translate, and the second one, 5, 4, 3, 2, interpret. So do you have any idea what's the difference between translating and interpreting a reading or a text? What's the difference between them, guys? 5, 4, 3, 2. No one really?
Maybe, miss.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yes, perfect. Mr. Portillo. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I think that the difference is when you translate is specifically the meaning. And most of the time you don't know exactly what how can I say that? You know the word, what it means in your language, but you don't know what is the meaning of that. And the other one, the other side, interpretate is when you have the ability not just to translate or know the word, you have the way how to interpret that in order to understand it in different way, in your own way.
Exactly. So when you translate a text, is literally, it means like a house, casa. The house es blue, la casa es azul. Está traduciendo. Exactly. Interpret is when, what do you understand about it? Okay, this is the text. Read it. Read it. Okay, this is the text. I'm not asking to translate. I'm asking about what do you got about the text. Dame tu interpretación. Entonces viene el alumno y lo lee. Fíjese que yo creo que ahí dice esto. Ok, translate versus interpret. So look at its focus in on accuracy, not fluency. Why? Fluency is when someone speaks. Accuracy is how your students get knowledge. If they understand, if they don't understand. How many words do they know about it? How many words they don't? This is why it's focused on accuracy. Error correction. If a student's answer or equation is incorrect, the teacher selects a different student, but without putting under pressure and without embarrassing. ¿Ok? No, es como vos no podés que conteste el otro, vea. Es como vos no podés que lo haga el otro, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, ayer Irene hizo un chiste que a todos nos dio risa, pero claro que se aplica en el nivel superior, se me acaba de venir a la mente, pero por ejemplo, ayer Luis llegó tarde, entró tarde a la clase. Entonces, cuando ella lo señaló a él para que él contestara, ella vino y dijo, no, porque tú entraste tarde, algo así le dijo. Nos dio risa porque obviamente nosotros somos adultos, pero tenemos que tener cuidado para qué nivel lo voy a aplicar, porque puede ser que todos lo tomamos a risa y sí, fue chistoso, y la verdad que se bien chistoso, pero si él lo aplica en tercer ciclo y le dice, no, porque vos no estabas aquí, y no, porque vos no estabas aquí, entonces en este caso el alumno se puede sentir un poco mal. Regálenme 10 segundos. Entonces, o sea, a nosotros nos dio risa, but it depends always on, it depends on the level, okay? So be careful. So error correction, it is applied not just in the grammar translation method, it is applied in all the 10 methods that we were discussing in the previous classes. So let's continue. A class working with the grammar translation method looks like this. Y aquí voy a hacer una pausa para después preguntarle a usted, ¿qué es el grammar translation? Look at. I'm going to ask you, Alessandra, would you like to help me to read number 1?
Classes are taught in the mother tongue with little active use of the target language.
It means like we're Salvadorians. Okay, we're Salvadorian. So we don't have the accent, the American native accent. Don't invent. En los call centers, páseme a alguien que tenga el acento, no invente. Porque ni siquiera los gringos aprenden a hablar bien el español y nosotros por lo menos sí aprendemos a pronunciar bien, pero el acento no lo vamos a tener jamás. No invente. Jamás vamos a tener el acento americano porque no hemos nacido en Estados Unidos. No vamos a tener el acento británico porque no hemos nacido en Europa. No vamos a tener el acento de Australia porque no nacimos en Australia, etcétera, etcétera. So, el acento es el target. ¿Cuál es su target language? Salvadorian. Salvadorian, ok. So, por eso les decía el ejemplo que se me queda más. Water, water. I said water. But my cousin who lives in Australia, she said water. What is it the same? But my target language is Salvadorian. Okay, Claudia, number 2. Much.
Much. Much vocabulary is taught is the fourth on the list of the insociable word
Isolated.
isolated words.
Excellent. So be careful with that. Okay, guys, the grammar translation. So look, how many words can you identify and it's like you don't understand or you don't have any idea about it? No, pues usted le hace una pregunta a un cipote de escuela pública que en su vida ha ido a una academia o que su mamá no ha podido pagarle un curso de inglés aparte, el cipote le va a sacar todas las palabras. No, details. This is not a good technique. No me voy a ocupar la técnica cuando usted sea maestro. Ahí hay un párrafo. Sáqueme todas las palabras que no se pueda y tradúzcalas al inglés en lo que yo me como un pan con café. No invente. No es una forma de enseñar. Le va a ayudar a usted porque va a descansar. Pero el alumno lo que va a hacer es, de las 40 palabras que saque, se le van a quedar 5. Lo demás lo va a hacer pura chorrera, como dicen los hipotes, pura chorrera para abajo de pan. No, hombre. O sea, de ese texto, primero que nada, be careful with the text. A lot of text is a waste of time. A lot of text in kindergarten, in basic, in media, and in high school, it's a waste of time. You're superior. I don't care about it because you're superior. But in the case of basic, a lot of text, it's a waste of time. Okay? Number 3, Gloria, thank you.
Okay. Long elaborate. Sorry,
No
teacher.
worries. No worries.
Long elaborate explanations of the intricacies of grammar are given.
Intricacies. It means like, okay, guys, you are going to work from page 1 to page 50. You are going to make a glossario. Take the words that you know, intrinsics. Long elaborate. It's not necessary. But teacher, but they need to. They need to learn vocabulary. But yes, they have to. But use another technique. Like, okay, guys, at the end of the semester, I will ask you different kind of words that all are included in your textbook. Okay? So randomly, you are going to tell me how many words do you know in English, or how many words, new words, you already know. Okay? But long, elaborate explanation, intrinsic is, in this case, glossaries. Yes, glossaries are important, but in the case, please, guys, don't use glossaries on grammar and translation. But I mean, yes, use it, but no more than 25 words, no more than 30. But you can do it monthly. Yes, monthly, yes. Okay, guys, one of the techniques that I would like to see you applying in the classroom is, okay, long elaborate explanation about glossary, but no more than 25 words. Vamos a hacer 100 palabras y quiero que después me lo anille. No invente. 25 palabras mensuales para ese nivel. A usted yo le puedo exigir 20 diarias, a usted, pero para ellos mensuales. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Acuérdense que usted está estudiando una materia específica. Ellos llevan otras 11 materias aparte de la suya. Usted apenas lleva 4 materias. Así se lo digo. A usted sí le puedo pedir aprenderse 20 diarias, pero a ellos no, porque ellos llevan 11 materias aparte. ¿Ok? Number 4, Miss Noyola, grammar.
Okay. Grammar provides the rule for putting words together, and instruction often focuses on the form and inflection of words.
All right, grammar provides a rule for the putting words together. Number 5, let's see, Mr. Portillo.
Number 5. Reading of difficult classical text is begun early.
Be careful with that. Okay, guys, so you're teaching 5th grade. So you're going to translate, you're going to give us your interpretation about La Iliada, Don Quixote de la Mancha. No, be careful with the text. You have to apply it according to their levels. It is common to hear someone say to learn English it is difficult. It is difficult because you do it in that way. Hay gente que a veces me dice, mire es que yo, un ejemplo, mire es que fíjese que yo siento que con usted aprendo más rápido. O hay gente que de repente me dice, mire, yo siento que con usted me cuesta. Entonces, el idioma es difícil si usted lo hace difícil. Me encanta eso. El idioma es difícil si usted lo hace difícil. Si usted para explicar un tema y cuando venga a verlo, ¿a dónde se han dormido? Y no entendieron. Entonces, el idioma, de enseñar el idioma inglés o cualquier idioma, pero obviamente de nosotros que es enseñar el idioma inglés, el alumno si le dice que lo siente difícil, es porque usted no está ocupando una técnica aplicada y correcta para ellos. Cuidado con eso. Mr. Cigarán, number 6.
Yeah, number 6. Little attention is paid to the content of text, which are treated as exercises in grammatical analysis.
Análisis, ok. Disadvantage. Aquí me voy a hacer pausa. Hay desventajas en cada método. Hay una desventaja porque no one is perfect, no one is the best of the best. This method gives pupils the wrong idea of what language is, of the relation between language. Language is the seen as collection of words which are isolated and independent. Worst effect, uy, ahí se me cortó. Worst effect of this method is on pupils. It's like the exercise that I already mentioned it. All the students like to translate everything into Spanish. What does it mean that, teacher? What does it mean that? And to be honest, 3 months ago, I started using this technique. Not translate, not interpret. I like to give synonyms in English. 3 months ago, imagine, I have been teaching for almost 10 years, but 3 months ago, I have been applying it. It seemed there was no need for students to master the 4 skills, or this is another disadvantage, because grammar translation, as you know, we got 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But grammar translation, for example, in speaking is not applied. Porque usted, por ejemplo, a menos que usted trabaje de intérprete y que diga, vaya a traducir lo que él va diciendo, ok. En el caso del writing, es más aplicado a la gramática de la estructura, como nosotros escribimos. The grammar translation method is the easiest for a teacher to employ. Uy, excuse me about the noise. Let me see. All right, the grammar translation method is the easiest for a teacher to employ. It doesn't require a teacher to speak good. It means like when you, or for example, if you want to work in a concert, it's not necessary to have the necessity to translate. They just to make sure about your fluency. This is one of the disadvantages, but okay, it is not applied in the classroom. All right, guys. Are you ready? Because I will like to, this is my attendance. Obviously, this is, by the way, this is my attendance. What is the grammar translation method based on, according to you? Do we have volunteers or may I choose by myself? 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, Mr. Cigaran, thank you. And then be ready, Anthony Valencia. Okay, Luis, go ahead.
Okay, according to
Excuse me. Remember, guys, no more than 20 seconds. When I said stop, I'm so sorry because I don't have enough time. Okay, thank you, Luis. Go ahead.
yeah, sure. It's very easy. Maybe for me, I think it's what is the origin of the word. For example, if you are watching for a synonym, if you are watching for a specific word that you don't know, you need to search information about that. Where did born, something like that. So maybe for me, it's is this. It's watch or look for the meaning and look for the origin of a word to understand more about that and to explain in a good way.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Sob. Nice. Anthony, be ready. Alessandra Perla.
Okay, to me, the grammar the grammar method is in that the teacher is not necessary he has to get exactly a meaning of each word or when he expressing. He can use, like we mentioned before, some synonyms to express ideas or give the information that he want to share with his student. It's not necessary he have uh, for saying this way a complex vocabulary
Mhm,
when he is talking about some specific topic or who want to spread with his student.
Okay,
That
thank
is
you so much.
okay.
Perfect, Miss Perla, and then be ready, Gloria.
Okay, for me, it's like foreign or second
Uh-huh.
language teacher, uh, which make use of translation or in grammar school. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
as the main teaching and learning activities.
All right. Okay, thank you, Miss Gloria. I'm going to finish with you, and then I'm going to start with the direct method. Okay, Gloria, thank you.
Okay, teacher, for me is translate the words that the student don't know the meaning, and
Mhm,
that's going to help to understand in a better way. And but it's not our first resource. I mean, it's not necessary to use all the time because it's not the good method, and so is we need to have this third
mhm.
or last resource.
Okay, I like it. I like what you said because it's not a good method. I disagree about it, but a little bit. But yes, it is a good method. The problem is our students like to use every time. They like to translate all the time, so they like to translate everything into Spanish. No, utilicen esa técnica cuando sean maestros. Si quiere, vea, es un consejo. No le traduzca al alumno, búsquele synonyms. Okay, guys. So then, second, but not less important, is the direct method. Okay, please pay attention, and then we are gonna discuss. This is the second one.
Direct method. The direct method of teaching or natural method used in teaching foreign languages. It doesn't use the learner's native language and uses only the target language. The goal is to learn how to use a foreign language to communicate. And there is one very basic rule. No translation is allowed. Origin of direct method. Direct method was established in England around 1900. And it contrasts with the grammar translation method.
Remember, guys, what I said many weeks ago. They won't ask you about dates. They won't ask you about specific times. Okay, so yes, if you want, yes, it is necessary to read it, to study, to discuss, but they won't ask you about it.
It was adopted by key international language schools in the 1970s. Here are 4 advantages of direct method. 1. Pronunciation improves. It can help your pronunciation clearer and better. 2. Good for teaching words. It is the best way for teaching vocabulary such as words and idioms. 3. Having good fluency. It helps the learners in having good fluency because you don't need to think when speaking, just speak out. 4. Getting confidence. Students feel encouraged when speaking English as you don't need to translate anything in your brain. These are 3 disadvantages of direct method. 1. Emphasizing on listening and speaking skills. For some students who want to learn reading and writing, this method will never work for you. 2. Requiring native teachers. It requires a high level of language competence in teachers because teachers must use English all the time. And number 3. Must use English only. So, it would be quite hard for those students whose first language is not English.
And also would be hard to teach not using Spanish, because if you had the opportunity to teach in a public school, my goodness, won't be possible. Won't be possible.
Demonstration.
Good morning, students. Good morning, teacher. How are you today?
Hay una actividad que ustedes van a hacer de donde de los métodos usted va a tener que elegir cuál utilizar y por qué lo va a utilizar, bla, bla, bla. Esa es una buena técnica que usted puede tomar en cuenta para un futuro, si cuando ya a usted le toque presentar ese tema.
Hey. Okay, I see you. You look very, very happy today. Yeah. So today we are going to learn about the fruits. Okay, do you know what is the fruits? I don't know. Okay, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you what is the fruits. So we have 6 fruits for today. And the first fruit is apple. Apple. Repeat after me. Apple. Apple. I like to eat apple. I like to eat apple. Yes, very good. You like to eat apple? Yes. Okay, and the next one. Watermelon. Watermelon. Or American accent, you can pronounce this word like watermelon. Watermelon, okay? I like to eat watermelons. I like to eat watermelons. Okay, and the next one. Do you know what is this? Orange? Yeah, absolutely. This is an orange. Orange. Repeat after me. Orange. 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 I like to eat orange. I like to eat orange. Okay. And the next one, this is, do you know what is this? Yeah, exactly. Banana. 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 I like to eat bananas. I like to eat bananas. Yes, very good. And the next one, what is this? Yeah, exactly. Kiwi. Kiwi. Kiwi.
Kiwi, American kiwi. You read the same as Spanish.
I like to eat kiwi. I like to eat kiwi. Yeah, correct. This is, I think this is probably the last one for today. This is pineapple. Pineapple. Pineapple.
American accent? American accent?
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. I like to eat pineapple. I like to eat pineapple. Yeah, very good. Clap your hands.
Direct method. All right. Okay, direct method. Okay, let's see. Mariela, would you like to help me, please? Thank you. Background.
Yes, founded by Francois Going in 1860, he observed hundreds of French students learning foreign language and conclude the learning and foreign language should be in the same way by which people learn their L1.
Continue, yeah.
Okay, it aims to use the target language to communicate with daily words. Grammar is taught inductively, in which students discover the rules.
Thank you so much, my dearest guys. What is L1? An idea, Fi?
Maybe level 1.
Okay, no, but thank you. What is L1? Which people learn, they, y aprenden su propio L1. What is L1? 5.
Mother language.
Exactly, mother or first language. Excellent. So, let's continue. It's to make up with the grammar translation method, which emphasizes reading and writing. Fixed rules for sentences, pattern, and grammar and translation skills. So in DM, no translation, no native language, but with meaningful context. Realia pictures, visual. Realia picture, visual aids is just flashcards, posters, okay? Demonstration and dramatization to help students. Por ejemplo, hay maestros que cuando están enseñando cómo mueven las manos. Si van a enseñar un X tema, se han fijado que mueven las manos, apuntan, etc. Direct method. Me gusta el direct method. No solamente porque es obviamente aplicado dependiendo del nivel, sino porque también usted tiene que o puede dramatizar en este caso y llama incluso más la atención. Cuando usted pointing out, cuando usted apunta algo, ¿ok? Como que llama más la atención del alumno cuando usted mueve sus manos, incluso aunque no es aplicable aquí, pero el tono de voz es muy importante. Cuando, por ejemplo, ustedes pudieron observar cuál fue la diferencia del estilo de Irene en la enseñanza al estilo de Irene de Alessandra. Usted tal vez me puede decir, yo me sentí más cómoda con Alessandra, pero eso no significa que Irene no sea una buena maestra. El estilo es diferente. El estilo es diferente. Lo importante es que el alumno, no importa el estilo que usted tenga, no importa el estilo que usted tenga, pero your objective must be your students learn. What's your final objective? Okay? So, principles. Not translate, but demonstrate by giving synonyms. I like it. Never explain, but act. Never make a speech but ask questions. Let your students participate in a class. I repeat it many times because this is important. Flat class is all school. Flat classes is all school. So ask questions. Okay? Let your students to read. Okay? Let your students to give them point of views. Need speakers to deliver teaching for correct pronunciation and better oral skills. Look at the previous video. So the teacher, this is just a role play, but yes, it is common to sit in the classroom. But it is totally different if I use flashcard in first grade than if I use flashcard in high school. Maybe, as I already said, if you use flashcard in high school, it depends of the technique. It depends on the questions too. In first grade, hey, what color is it? What is it? Do you like it? But in high school, it's like, this is one of your favorite fruits or not? How often do you have fruits in your dailies? So it depends on the technique. I'm not saying that flashcard is not applied in high school. No way. Yes, of course you can. The detail is the techniques. Reading aloud. Your tone, your voice. Take turns reading sections. Like I said, like I did before. Would you like to help me to read point number 1, please? Would you like to help me to read point number 2, please? Y aquí no les he dicho, ¿y qué entendiste acerca de eso? Porque no me quiero pausar. No me quiero pausar porque quiero completar los 10 temas antes del parcial. Pero, take turns. Take turns. Take turns. Let your students pass in front of the class. Use the board. Use the board, okay? Questions and answer exercises. I really liked when I see my college using this technique. Okay, this is the topic, and at the end of the topic, we are going to answer 2 questions about it. Students ask and answer questions in full sentences and practice new words and grammatical rules. One of the method, let me see. No, one of the techniques, could be a method too, is practicing, learning by practicing, learning by doing, learning by actioning, okay? I like it. I like it. Principles. Oh, excuse me. Self-corrections. Montessori is like let your students make errors. You have to have control of errors, but don't give your students all in a 100%. Just give us the 50%. To me, the students self-correct. Déjenme cerrar eso acá. To me, students self-correct by asking them to make choices between what they said and an alternative answer he supplied. It means like what is this based on? And the students say, for me, it is based on that. Okay, maybe you're going to give them the choice to answer according by their own, but maybe he or she's wrong. But it is acceptable because you say, I like when you're participating in my class. Giving choices, okay? Giving options, giving the opportunities. Or the teacher may repeat what a student said using a questioning tone to repeat what a student said and stop before the error to signal that something is wrong with the student's answer. I like, well, for example, one of the details that I'm really like to work on is to interrupt my students. Now I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It means like, for example, if you are giving an explanation and I know there is a detail, remember, detail for me is error. And maybe there is a detail in your sentence or it is a detail in your explanation. I'm learning to want. I'm learning to want it at the end to correct you. Yeah, this is one of the things that I'm working on because when my students, for example, when my students are giving an oral presentation, I have this is a bad habit. Yes, this is a bad habit. So that I'm working on because introvert students, we have to be careful on that. Maybe please, you have to let your students end, and then you can correct that. Conversation exercises. It is important. For example, para los alumnos que están en primer año ahorita, que ellos apenas van iniciando, hay una técnica que yo estoy ocupando con ellos y la técnica pues que yo he decidido ocupar eh, em, es el del direct method, el método que yo, perdón, el método que yo he decidido ocupar con ellos es este, el de direct method, porque con ellos directamente estoy trabajando dos cosas. Una es la parte de la gramática y la otra es la parte de la conversación, porque me ha pasado un chiste con ellos. La gente que es buena en gramática no tiene fluidez, la de primer año. Y la gente que tiene fluidez me ha salido mal en los parciales por la parte de gramática. Entonces, ¿cuál es el método directo que estoy ocupando yo con ellos? Uno es este. Conversations exercises. So I divide it. For example, the first block, we have been studying grammar, and the second, we have been having conversations. Three topics. For communication purpose, teaching contains conversational activities, starting with question in target. Okay, eso usted ya lo sabe. Eso usted ya lo sabe, it's not necessary. Fill in blank exercises, I like it. Fill in blank, you are working on grammar and you are working on vocabulary. Un método directo es este, aplicado dependiendo del tema que usted está dando. Póngame atención, ya casi vamos a terminar. So, dictation. I don't like to use dictation very often. Let me see. Yes, I have been using for many, many times ago, but dictation is a good way. It's a direct method, excuse me, but just when it's necessary. Map drawing, a map with unnamed graphical features. The teacher gives the directions and students label the map is the second that I don't like to use too. Paragraph writing, okay, I like it. For example, I already used the direct method in the grammar parcial. Paragraph writing, to write a paragraph in their own words. Ese fue mi método directo que yo utilicé con ustedes para el parcial. Mr. Portillo, tell me please. Tell me
I
why.
mean, so that means that in this case, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned that this is the other way than the grammar translation, since direct method or not. It is, if I'm not mistaken, that one is focused on listening and speaking, or not?
Which one?
Direct method?
No, the direct method, one of the advantages is the direct method. If you consider listening is one of the disadvantages in your students, use this as a direct method. Teacher, es que yo veo que este grupo le cuesta, como me dijo una de mis maestras ayer, fíjate que tengo el nivel 4 y yo veo que la parte de listening comprehension, ellos de verdad que les está costando. Entonces, y hasta yo me recuerdo que utilizar el método directo entonces de listening. ¿Ok? De listening. Pero, teacher, pero el listening es el audiolingual. Específicamente ahí sí, audiolingual, bla, bla, bla. Pero el direct method habla, ¿qué método directo vas a ocupar? Fíjese, teacher, que yo creo que aquí voy a ocupar este método porque yo considero que a ellos les hace falta la estructura gramatical. Ellos son muy buenos en la fluidez, pero en la escritura no saben cómo escribir la palabra. Entonces, ¿qué método directo voy a ocupar en este caso? ¿Ok? So, el método directo, de hecho, lo ocupamos todos aplicados, pero en el método directo vos podés meter las cuatro habilidades en el direct method. It is clear, my dearest?
Yeah, so that means that is like working in the area that is struggling.
Exactly, according to the level. According to their level. Voy a trabajar el listening comprehension en kindergarten, pero yo creo que no se puede, claro que se puede. Claro que se puede, obviamente aplicado al vocabulario de ellos. Entonces, el direct method. ¿Qué método directo ocuparían ustedes con un alumno que verdaderamente no sabe inglés? Vamos a ponerlo, teacher, primero con preguntas básicas que se presente el mismo, ¿verdad? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Qué te gusta hacer? ¿Cuáles son tus hobbies? Para romper fíjese que tengo, teacher, alumnos que son bien tímidos. Entonces, ¿qué método directo puedo yo ocupar con ese alumno que es tímido? Primero dejarlo que participe hasta que él quiera. Pero ya después vos comenzás, ¿ok? Please, would you like to help me to read point number 1? Would you like to help me to read point number 2? So, direct method is applied in all the levels, but it is applied also according to their ages. So, any question, my dearest students, or everything is clear like horchata? I'm so sorry for the noise. Yeah, it is clear? Yeah, 5, 4, 3,
Yes, it's clear,
2,
teacher.
and
Yes,
1. My dearest, I will try to upload the PowerPoint presentation because I consider, yeah, it is necessary. So this is the first time that I will do it. So, but please give us some minutes to your teacher because I have a lot of things to do today, but I will try to. Yeah, I will try to. Okay, my dearest, so have a really good day and see you when? On Thursday, right? Thursday?
Yes.
Friday, teacher.
Friday. My goodness, señores, hoy que día es martes. Uy, nos vemos dentro de 48 horas. Señores, nos vemos el día viernes. Have a really good day. And please don't forget to continue practicing and starting. Bye, guys.
Thank you,
See you,
Miss. Bye.
teacher.
Have
You
a good
bye.
day.
Have a good day.